Okay, let's continue our discussion on the formed elements of the blood. We'll next look at the white blood cells. Okay, so your white blood cells, also called leukocytes, okay, these are basically the immune cells of the blood. Their job is to circulate around the body and to fight off various forms of pathogens in the body. So there are 5 types of white blood cells. Okay. These 5 types of white blood cells are what's called neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. Okay, these 3 types are grouped into what's called granulocytes. These mean that they have granules inside of their cytoplasm. And then you have your lymphocytes and your monocytes. So as you can see, the Phys or granulocytes, while the sites here, without the fills at the end of the name, are your agranulocytes, meaning they do not have any granules in their cytoplasm. So know these 5 types and know what 2 classes you can group them into. So now we're going to next look at, and while we're here, we can further make a general statement about these 5 leukocytes by ranking them in terms of the most common to least common. So we use this thing N, L, M, E, B. So the most common one are your neutrophils, okay, followed by lymphocytes, followed by monocytes, followed by eosinophils, then by basophils, okay? Sometimes we use the saying, never let monkeys eat banana as a way of remembering their order, okay? NLMEB. All right, let's look now specifically at the 5 types of cells and discuss what their main roles are, okay? So we have your first, beginning with your neutrophils. Neutrophils, when you see these cells in, say, under a microscope, you notice that the nucleus in them have like 3 bumps to it, like so. Okay. Neutrophils are known for being bacteria fighters. So whenever you have a bacterial infection, typically these cells go up in number to kill them for you. Those are your bacteria fighters. Okay. Last for maybe 10 to about 20 hours. They're a spike up and then they go back down once the issue is addressed. Then we also have neutrophils. Let's look at your eosinophils. Your eosinophils. With these cells, you typically have a 2-part nucleus like this. Okay. These are your parasite fighters, parasite killers. Things like worms, your tapeworm, hookworm, flukeworm, pinworms, all those things are fought off by your eosinophils. So your parasite killers are the eosinophils. Then we have your basophils. Okay, basophils typically look like this, where you have here's a cell, and the nucleus will occupy the entire cell, and it's dark, nucleus stained, as well as it's dotted. It must have the granules in it, of course. So the granules. So basophils produce 2 things. Again, these last around 10 to 20 hours. Most of them last around 10 to 20 hours, 10 to 30 hours. That's a good ballpark for all these initial three granulocytes. Basophils produce two chemicals. They produce histamine, which acts as a vasodilator, means it makes the blood vessels wider so blood can flow more easily. And they also make heparin, which act as an anticoagulant, meaning they allow for the blood to flow more easily as well, without clotting. So these two chemicals are important in what's called the inflammatory response, so allow for blood to get to where it needs to get to without being hindered by too closed blood vessels, so things cannot get out into the tissue, or blood starts to flow too slowly. These are two factors that's made by your basophils to enhance the inflammatory response. Interesting, histamine is also the same thing that creates allergies. Whenever you take your over-the-counter medications, they're typically called antihistamines. They're trying to block the effect of histamine so you stop getting your runny nose or your overreaction to allergens in the environment. Okay, let's continue and look down next at your lymphocytes. So your lymphocytes, these are critical and also quite relevant now in terms of this virus that we have going around. These are the cells that will fight the virus for you. Okay, lymphocytes. So you have T cells, it's called T lymphocytes, and B lymphocytes. Okay, the T lymphocytes can kill things directly. Can kill pathogens, kill the virus directly, while lymphocytes make antibodies. Sorry, B lymphocytes make antibodies that can hang around for quite a while in low numbers and then go up in high numbers in order to fight off an infection. So this is what typically happens when you get a vaccination. Vaccines will expose your body to a mild form of the disease, and then your body will make antibodies against that disease or that pathogen, and will be able to more effectively fight it off when you get it for real in its full form. And in fact, part of what's going on right now with COVID is we're trying to get antibodies, built up in our system, or trying to get a vaccine for it, so we can give it to you to force your body to make up the proper amount of antibodies to fight off the virus once you get infected by the virus. But that takes a while. It can take about a year or so to get that developed. It's part of the issue as well. That COVID is so new to us that we're scrambling trying to find ways to deal with it before it overwhelms us. Okay. All right. So then we have lymphocytes can last for about 100 to about 300 days. This is why you get your flu shots. Your flu shots can last for this long. So each season, if you get it around, say, in the fall, can last for about 4 or 5 months while the flu is on the rage. So you can be, immune protected from flu virus, because you have the antibodies already made in your body in response to the vaccine that you got from your physician, from your healthcare provider. And then let's look at your monocytes. So by lymphocytes, look at this. Where you have, again, here is the cell, and the nucleus will fill up. It's just almost like basophils, but there's no granules there. And there's almost like a halo around it. The halo is usually the indication of a lymphocyte. And then your monocytes, the nucleus in them is almost U-shaped like this. Monocyte nucleus. Okay. These cells are what we call your phagocytes. These cells leave the blood, go into your tissue, and remove debris. So your debris removers, get rid of extra stuff you don't want in the tissue. They can also destroy, bacteria as well while they're at it. So those are your 5 types. These last about 3 days. 5 types of your leukocytes. Okay. And now your white blood cells, they are produced in response to a factor called colony stimulating factor, CSF. This factor would trigger again the bone marrow to make more white blood cells as needed. Okay, we'll stop there.